Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from R.o.S.E, T.O.O, and Irene Seulgi. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Woollim, woes, and Big 4 news. So prepare your body, work on your tutting, because we getting naughty. Hit me with that intro! Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 96, and we're recording on Monday, July 20th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Sub to the SojuTalk YouTube channel, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Links down below. In terms of announcements, we only have one, but it's a big one. A big shout out to our new Fiesta patron, Jenai. So
hey,
shout out to
Jenai.
I don't know, he or she left a lovely comment for us on YouTube as well. So thank you, Jenai.
Thank
You're the
you.
best.
I remember I took a screenshot of it and I shared it internally and I was like, this is a very heartwarming comment. It actually means a lot. Thank you.
And I also got confirmation that he got his Patreon rewards today in the mail. So hey. But we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 96, where we discuss big new releases, take a quick rewind, and hit you with them music show winners. Let's get it. So in terms of releases this week, we're covering 3. On July 14th, Tuesday, we had R.o.S.E Ohio. July 15th, Wednesday, we had T.O.O with Count 1-2. And today, on July 20th, you know, the funny thing on my script is I wrote July 20th Monster instead of Monday. We have Irene and Seulgi's Naughty. But let's start at the top with R.o.S.E's Ohio.
Ohio.
Right. This is an interesting song, right? I feel like he took inspiration, not from the themes or anything, right? But Childish Gambino's This Is America.
I was about to say that as well. Yeah.
Right? This is like the Korean version of that, essentially.
Well, without any of the political
or
right.
messages, but just the theming where it's like one guy going through some rooms dancing. That's what this is, right?
Kind of. Yeah. I could see that.
So Crush is from P Nation. He debuted back in 2012.
Wow.
Last 3 songs were Mayday, Digital Lover, and Ibiza. 1 music show win, but that doesn't really matter for someone like him, to be honest. This is a wonderfully jazzy song. Right?
Yes. Very much so. There's Warren flexing.
Which album is that?
This is Crush's first full-length album, Crush on You.
Great.
From 2014, I think. It was a great album. But
I have a question about lyrics, Warren. Does Ohio mean anything to this song?
Okay. I looked up the interviews. It doesn't mean anything. It was like a placeholder title and like a placeholder lyric, and it just kind of stuck through because it fun to say. You know,
because the 3 of us went to University of Michigan, right? And because we bleed blue here, I just want to say, go blue. Okay, but going back to the song itself. Crush is back at it again with more like quarantine songs, essentially, right? Like, I think the most, there was a lot of great scenes, right? I think especially the thing at the end where he's just like squirming on the floor and dancing like a crazy person.
Yeah, on the stage.
I think that's really cool. I feel like the elevator shot is basically like referencing how you're stuck at your house right now because of what's going on. That's how I kind of interpreted it. But what about you guys?
I feel like it. Well, now that you mention, I do feel like it does reference some of that because, well, you see Crush or like the character he's portraying in this music video in a very empty space, right? So he's like very alone, and there's these lyrics and these thoughts that he's going through, and I don't know. I feel like it does. It's very paradoxical to me because the song doesn't necessarily sound sad or lonely, but the lyrics make it like if you pay attention, then you realize, oh, this is kind of depressing. But the music itself is not. So I don't know. I think it's really fun the way he did it.
See, I think the real beautiful part about this song is that there's so much depth and there's so much to like discuss, and it's one of those situations where a lot of songs where when they try to have depth, they're like, this is the emotion and this is the message we're trying to portray. And so you should therefore listen to us and feel that way. This song, on the other hand, there's so much open room for interpretation. There's so much
Yeah.
open room for like however you want to take it, where you want to go with it, and there's so many devices here and there that I think can let like already between Doug and Anita there were different like interpretations about how the song is happening and whatnot, and I think that's the real great part because there is. I could talk about this song for hours and hours and hours,
And
along with
that's
the
it.
music video. We're not going to, but like the music video, there's like so many things going on in the music video where like I'm like, okay, it almost feels like at one point he's maybe even genuinely happy, but then again at some point maybe he's trying to reflect an image of happiness onto himself because he is unhappy and wants to get rid of that, or maybe at some points it even sounds angry. Like.
I kind of felt like my family and I we've been like in our bubble essentially, right? We stay here or we go to where we work essentially. We like to say to each other when someone does something where it's like you're losing your mind, right? Like you've been stuck inside, you're going crazy. That's how I kind of interpreted this whole thing. Like you're going stir crazy essentially. But that is, as Warren said, one other way to interpret the song because if you watch this song without the lyrics or a translation of the lyrics, you would not think that this song's about like potentially going crazy because you're staying inside, right? Like because the song is very like funky, a little bit upbeat, right?
I mean, even the lyrics too, though, right? Because like most of the lyrics, it'll be like I'm fine, I'm great, and then like at the end of every chorus, he's like I'm not fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like what? And it's like it's so danceable, but at the same time, it feels almost like pessimistic and like empty when I'm dancing.
This
like,
is that "Dance Alone in Your Room" song.
Right.
Did you know that he had this in him to dance like that?
No,
I didn't. I did
not
not know that.
Okay, did you guys know that this was not freestyle dancing?
Choreographed, right?
No, I could tell it was choreo.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I just don't know about it.
No. I when I watched it, I'm like, shout out to Crush for really committing to like learning some modern dance up in here and interpretive dance, that kind of stuff. Because I did not realize he could even like surface level try to do this type of thing. And honestly, I think he executed it really well.
There is on YouTube on P Nation, I think either the P Nation channel or the Crush channel on YouTube. There's an interpretation. A commentary video with Crush and a choreographer / creative director behind this music video called Yang Seung-jin. And they talk about a lot of different devices throughout the music video and different parts of the choreo and different emotions that they try to portray. Like for example, the intro scene where like he's like smiling and like dancing and like kind of like jotting, and then suddenly there's like no emotion in his face. Walking without any like emotion, and then like how he's barefoot throughout most of the video until the very end when he's on stage. Suddenly he has shoes on. Like
I
they
did not
talk
realize
about.
that. Wow.
I know there's so much to dig into here, and it's been a long time since something like that has been done in mainstream K-pop. I'm gonna argue this is mainstream K-pop, and it's very refreshing and it's very exciting, and I'm very excited where Crush is gonna go and where P Nation is gonna go with it.
He is like, you know how we call some K-pop people like artists, right?
Yeah.
He's in that realm now, 100%, right? You know how we say like you can't judge a Taemin song as pure K-pop anymore, right? Because there's so much going on because of the way he uses choreo. I think same now with Crush, because you got to think like. You have to look at the depth of the songs he's released. Mayday, Digital Lover, Ibiza, and now Ohio. They're like really out there comparatively to each other, I would say.
What's really impressive, release after release, is his spectrum.
Yep.
Because Crush on You, this album, his first
R&B.
album was very PB, like pop R&B, like Korean Weekend almost. And then he drops a bunch of singles where he's doing like trap, where he's doing like old school hip hop, and then he's back with his second full-length album where he's doing pure like old school R&B, and it's like I didn't know you could do that too. And then now he drops Ohio, which is I guess alternative experimental R&B, and I'm like,
Or jazzy though.
jazzy too, those pianos and whatnot. But it's crazy to see how wide the spectrum is, and I would probably put him on the top 3 most influential R&B artists of Korean music. Period.
I think that's fair. Yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned this at the top, but this song went #1 on Bugs and Genie, so the public likes it too.
Yes.
I know people know of Crush outside of Korea, but just know in Korea he's extremely popular. Extremely popular.
Comeback after comeback. He never fails to be on the charts and impress everybody. So I mean,
all right, let's move on though, right? Yeah. I think we're there. So on July 15th, Wednesday, the next song we had TOO's Count 1 2. They are from NCH Entertainment. They debuted in 2020. The last song, they only had one, was Magnolia. They have 0 music show wins, and they are the group from World Class. But you probably know them if you're listening to us, either from that show or from their appearance on Road to Kingdom, right?
Yes.
There's a take here. Here's a take.
Oh.
TOO is benefiting a lot from Road to Kingdom, because if they were not on Road to Kingdom, we probably would not be covering this song.
That is probably true.
They're on the radar now.
I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Because I feel like if they were not on Road to Kingdom, I probably would not have known / cared. I don't mean to be harsh, but that's the honest truth, right? That being said, I think that this is just a light, colorful, retro-sounding summer song, right? I think that's how I would describe it. I want to talk about summer songs a little bit after we talk about the song. I have some takes about summer songs, but overall for me, no really big complaints. I thought this was a fairly safe song. I did like the amount of choreo they showed. I liked the color palette; it was very colorful. The one issue I had with this was that scary bit in the middle.
Right?
I don't know what they were doing there. Like, I don't know why that was there either. But overall, I thought this was all right. I thought it was fine.
Maybe I'm in the minority here. I actually liked that, like, part.
Really?
The teenage angsty part near the end.
I thought it was like a horror scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like it was an offshoot of Magnolia.
Okay.
Because the theme in Magnolia was, I'm young, I don't know where life is going, puberty is hard. And then the imagery that I got in that little montage, I guess, was very like, my friends is not my friends, we're not friends anymore.
Fighting.
Yeah, like, it's like, I kind of liked it because it felt like they were, even though they were doing such a big transition in terms of musical style and concept and theme, it still felt like they were building on top of what they had in the previous comeback. And I definitely respect that. And it almost felt like they had one theme. I didn't dig too much into the lyrics and whatnot, but it felt like they were exploring the other side of the coin, if you will. That was really cool.
Anita, as someone who watched Road to Kingdom, what did you think of this song, Count 1 2?
I was a little taken aback because I wasn't expecting them to commit to a more, I guess, youthful, cute concept. And I definitely feel like they went 180, right? With Magnolia and kind of the image they were trying to portray in Road to Kingdom, because I don't think they really pushed that image on them or themselves during the show. So this was kind of unexpected, but it does go well with them because they're very young. They just debuted, so it makes sense that they would try this kind of concept early on. I also really like the instrumentation, very retro sounding. The piano, the guitar, the brass they included. I thought it was really nice. I still do not like that part they have at the end where they switch it up and it gets a little dark. And I think I don't like it because it's kind of sudden. Like there's no really like silence and then the scary part. It's just like right away, I think. And I also I could understand if it was a sort of reference to their previous concept and the previous theme they had going on in the lyrics, but I feel like it was both sudden and very short, like not a lot of explanation as to what was exactly going on in that break that they had. And I don't know, I feel like maybe it would have made more sense if it was like an addition at the end of the music video where like the music video ends, the song ends, and then it turns out like, oh, there's this bad dream, but it turns out it was only a dream. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me in the storyline, but I could see how it might refer back to their previous stuff.
I was reading their wiki page, and turns out they also have a pretty there's also a TO universe. With their own little partnerings with different powers. I don't know if they're powers. I didn't read too much. No, I don't think it's powers. I'm tripping, but there's something. And there's
lore. Okay.
Yeah, there's lore. That's the word I'm looking for.
I don't like lore. Y'all know that.
I think it's one of the biggest characteristics of our generation right now is lore.
Yeah.
Everyone has
Background
lore.
stories. Yeah.
Everyone has lore.
Can I make a funny observation?
Sure, go for it.
Maybe I've been watching too much offline TV. There's a kid in this group named Minsu who I think looks like Michael Reeves a little bit.
Okay, I gotta look this up now.
Do you know? There's a kid. There's a kid. I don't know.
I mean,
He came up on the screen. I'm like, maybe I've been watching way too much offline TV.
Wait, what's his name? Minsu?
Minsu.
Oh my god!
He does, right? He looks like Michael Reeves. I thought he was Korean Michael Reeves, yo.
Oh man!
Right? I don't think I'm going crazy with that take.
I don't know. I think you got a point, man.
But yeah, so if you know who Michael Reeves is and look up who Minsu from TO is, I think there's a somewhat of a similarity.
You know, he wanted to be a BTS boy. He's become a BTS boy. That's what it is.
The take I was referencing at the beginning of the song is, I find it very difficult to evaluate groups on summer songs.
Okay.
I am not the biggest fan of summer songs because.
Are you saying this is a summer song, first of all?
Yeah, I think it 100% is. My reasoning is, I feel like with summer songs, there's not ever too much risk, and the floor is quite high for them, meaning that the songs are going to be pretty okay, right? Because just the genre of summer songs, I don't think we've ever heard a summer song that I was like, this is trash. I think always you're like, this is all right. It fits the season, that kind of thing. My other reason for thinking that it's hard to evaluate them is I have Magnolia and Count 1-2 to go on, right?
That's true.
How am I supposed to judge them at this point?
Very different.
Right? I don't know. Well, maybe it's just me as a whole and the way I view them.
I think you have a point, but to your last point, I don't think this was a summer release because
really,
when they do summer releases, when idols do summer releases, they're like, it's always called special album or like the summer special release or like summer comeback. None of that language was used in their press or like album naming or anything like that. So I
think it has a summer theme.
Right, but it's I wouldn't go as far to say this is like their summer thing. It's more like it's appropriate for the season.
It's interesting because I don't differentiate the two. Like you know how you said that they have to use like this is a summer concept and it's a summer thing. For me, it's like if it sounds like a summer song, for me I group it in my head with all of the summer stuff. But I don't know.
Interesting.
Let us know what you think about summer songs. Do you feel like sometimes, for me, honestly, when I hear that a group I like is doing a summer song, I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait like 6 months to get a real song. That's how I honestly feel.
I'm thinking about like groups like Sistar, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That was their thing, though. That was their thing.
Their whole career and discography was built upon summer themes, and
but I think they're the exception to the rule because they consistently release them. I'm talking like you remember Uju Sonyo released Boogie Up, and I'm like, what is this? Right? This is not in line with the Uju Sonyo stuffs.
Right, because their album numbering is not a part. That album is not a part of their like official numbering. Yeah, it's like a special album.
I guess for me then,
that's what they called it.
My gripe is that normally these type of summer releases are so far from their actual concept that I like in my mind like skip over them.
For some
like
groups.
I like put it aside. I quarantine that song in my mind. You know,
they're not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon. And for me, I'm like, well, if it's not canon, then I'm gonna have to wait longer to get something that is.
I think it's nice in portraying the flexibility of an artist and like how many different concepts they can do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if you talk about Cosmic Girls, Butterfly was not a summer song, and it was released in the summer and kind of sounds summery. Like
I would not consider that a straight summer song.
Man, you have I don't know what you define as a song.
I mean, if it's upbeat and it's colorful and maybe there's a beach scene, something like that.
A beach
scene. Beach episode.
Beach thing. Or you know what I mean? Or they're outside in the sun. Those are all like tropes, I would say.
By the pool.
Yeah, those type of things.
Okay, so if they are outside, they are not in the studio. It's a summer song.
I know this song doesn't have a pool or doesn't have the sun, but it is very like bright and.
They have like
yeah.
beach scenery, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point, yeah.
Well, listeners, if you feel like this is a summer song or not a summer song, if you feel strongly either way, please let us know in the comments or in YouTube or in our Discord or.
Also, let us know what your feelings are summer songs are in general, because I'm curious.
I feel like this could have been a whole topic. I like a hot take or something. Let's tell Harold. You know?
Okay, we'll let him know.
So we can have a full conversation about that.
We have one more song this week. I know the Irene and Seulgi Naughty song. Well, that sounds weird. Naughty is a Naughty is a B-side. Like, let's just be straight up here. It's a B-side, and we generally do not cover B-sides. But it is our replacement song this week because SojuTalk 3, right? The group that consists of Yoo Jae-suk, Ihori, Rain. They were supposed to. They released the song "Beach" again, right? I think that's what it's called, something like that. They released it this past weekend. I was expecting a straight up music video to come out. The music video is coming out later in the week, so we will be covering that one next week. So we were like, we should replace it with something. And then I hadn't been paying attention, so I didn't really know that this was gonna happen. But they released the B-side, Irene and Seulgi, called "Naughty." They're from SM. Debuted in 2014. Last 3 songs were Monster, Psycho, Oompa Oompa. 73 Music Show wins as Red Velvet. 1 as a unit. They released this B-side music video. Boy. I know that Warren and Anita were not the biggest fans of Monster, right?
Yeah.
I think I can say on their behalf that they totally redeemed themselves with Naughty.
Can we just get it out of the way real quick?
This is spicy.
This is spicy.
This is spicy. Certified spicy. 100%. 100%.
All right.
I'm going to say this is the choreography of the year, right?
Yeah, pretty up there.
I would say it's up there. I would say this is, for me, probably editing of the year. I thought that the editing was bananas in this music video. And overall, one of my favorite song/music video packages I've had all year.
Wow.
Very high praise for me.
Wow. I wasn't a big fan of their music video or the
What? Sorry. I got excited there.
It felt like a lot less money was spent on it compared to like Monster.
Well, yeah.
For the background, yeah.
Right. But that's okay. They had a direction they were going in. They committed to it, and it was good. I liked it. You know, like. Not
okay, let's go with this. The choreo, Anita. This tutting/voguing thing.
This is kind of what I had wanted. Because so for me, from the beginning, I just feel like the choreo sets the song apart, sets the duo apart. It works really well as a 2-person team. Like, they do moves off of each other, and like the tutting / vogue they do. And it fits the style of the song, too. Because if you listen to the song, it's a very, how I like to say, like, high fashion runway type of beat. So the voguing they do / tutting, it goes really well with the beat.
I did not know they had it in them. Well,
yeah, yes, very intricate. I did not know. So intricate.
Like, I know that obviously Sugi's a super high tier dancer, and I know Irene is very underrated as a dancer. I did not realize that they would be able to pull off this level of tutting. Right? I think tutting is extremely difficult. Good luck to everyone trying to learn this choreo, because you have to have a solid base in tutting.
Yes.
Who knew that in their spare quarantine time they were learning how to tut, right? Like, who knew? Yeah, keep going, Anita.
I don't know. To be honest, like you mentioned before, I wasn't really feeling Monster. I did listen to it a couple more times after we covered it, and I did watch more of their live performances, and I did feel like the visuals helped the song, but I didn't feel like it was particularly strong, and I felt like it was lacking something that I was hoping they would show, especially in the choreography. But this song in particular, and the choreography that goes along with it, definitely proved and demonstrated that both of them are very skilled dancers and can do a lot of genres. Because I feel like this is very different than Monster as far as sounds go.
For sure.
And I feel like this feels as sophisticated. I feel like more polished, more mature. Which I'm not saying Monster wasn't that, but I felt like they emphasized it way more in this B-side video.
I know how.
Go for it. Yeah, I can speak.
No, I was going to reference something that you said. I wanted to get your response. I know how you said that you felt like they didn't spend a lot of money, which I agree. They probably didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they didn't because they wanted to show off the choreo so much.
Very simple.
They had no, like, other than the intro, outro, which they kind of look like Addis's, let's be real here. Other than those sections, there's no fluff, really, in this music video, right? There's no, like, storyline. There's not a lot of, like, BS going on. It's pretty much choreo the entire time. The editing. The one part I thought, my favorite edit in the entire music video was when they did the, Seulgi was on the screen and we saw the choreo from Irene's perspective, where her hands came on the screen. Do you guys not know what I'm referencing?
The POV action.
The POV shot. I think I don't know if we've ever seen that before. I thought that was really cool. Especially because tutting is so angular, so you see someone's hands doing stuff. I thought that was fuego.
I don't know. I think a lot of my complaints with editing was mostly like overused tropes, like zoom in transitions and like like basic level transitions that have been like become tropes for like travel vlogs on which it's just fine. It's fine to use that, but it's at the same time when I see it, it kind of bugs me a little. But I mean, like you guys said, choreo has been amazing. The track itself. Can you talk about the track for a second too? Because that, my goodness, sorry, it's amazing. Look, I don't want to pick apart a single instrument, but like the bass on this thing,
right?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Like it's such a simple yet so delicately intricate pattern where there are like so many automations, so many like, and they're all carefully planned. It's not randomized. It's all there in full extent, and you know what? It is great. The texture is perfect. It is there's nothing I can complain with the arrangement and the instrumentation, because it's one of those deep house tracks that sound like you're on top of, I don't know, like Balenciaga 2020
right?
SS release or something. Yes, like that. Actually, Balenciaga doesn't use house music, but you get the idea, right? And the really interesting part is it's so repetitive, yet at the same time, every new part of the song is so different, and yet there's so many
it's
like
steady, yeah.
Right, and there's so many like evolutions in terms of like how there's one kick drum used in the beginning. At the end, there's another one. It's like in the middle, there's another one. I think this should have been their title track.
Ooh, I kind of agree.
I think you know what? Because it's a lot more catchy. It is a lot more of a public friendly BPM. If
this is a showpiece. You know what I mean? Like.
Right, like
Monster.
Monster was like 100 or like 90 BPM. Nobody likes songs that are 100 or 90 BPM in Korea. I'm sorry, it's just the case. If you go look at all the idol tracks, most of them are like somewhere between 120 and 100, like 45. Mark my words. Most of the popular ones, they always are. And this is so clearly in that range compared to Monster, which is like a lot slower and like
I feel like with Monster, if you show a non-K-pop person, you're basically like, look how attractive these two females K-pop people are, right? That's like what you get. No, seriously.
Visually, very, very nice Monster video.
But you show someone naughty, you're like, look how good these kids are. That's like the difference between the two.
Look at them move their arms in interesting fashion ways.
I'm still shocked. I know this is like, for me, I was happy because this is like a throwback to before they debuted. They did these dance type of videos. Yeah, that was what they like initially built some traction for. I am still so impressed by this. Like, I know that obviously because they're at SM and they're in Red Velvet, they're good, right? Like, clearly.
Of course.
I just didn't know they had this in them, and I am completely happy for them. I'm happy as a viewer because we got this. And
I want to see a live performance of this.
That's the thing. I was wondering about this live performance. This is so intricate and difficult that I wonder if all their like live performances will be pre-recorded to leave room for them to mess up.
Oh.
I think that happens for every artist.
But I'm like particularly with this one because there's a lot of room to get out of sync with each other because there's so many like points you gotta do.
Like if they can pull it off live,
oh my
and
god,
you can tell like it's not really that chopped off, then that's so impressive.
Yeah,
like even just watching the music video, I'm impressed. But if they can do it live,
because they have to be so in sync with each other, hitting all the angles with this one.
But see, that fits the idea of a duo and working together. I don't know. I like this a lot.
It's like the yin and yang, the black.
The colors.
It literally was. It literally was.
One real quick thing is like, this reminded me a lot of Four Walls by FX.
Yes. I was just thinking that.
That's fair.
You know? Yeah,
yes,
you got to talk about that, right? Like,
yes.
same genre, similar choreo style. Wasn't that also voguing? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there was some whacking.
Yeah. And like, it almost felt like a reincarnation, almost. Like an evolution, like.
But I feel like Four Walls was definitely ahead of its time because I feel like not a lot of people were doing that in K-pop at the time, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit more popular because I do feel like some songs this year, like Tunga had a song that kind of has in that genre. I feel like they did something different here though with the intricacy of the choreography, and then the music video is definitely like their own version of that kind of genre.
All right.
Yes.
So, one thing I forgot to mention when we were covering TOO, it was by Monotree, I believe. Monotree produced.
Oh,
really? He's a big producer. He does like the I think in the past has done Luna stuff. Just want to throw that out there.
That reminds me. Tablo worked on writing Crush's song.
Okay.
I know. There you go.
So, Irene and Seulgi's Naughty, Certified Spicy. Let's get it. All right, other releases this week, there's a bunch of them. So Jung Se-eun, he released Say Yes. Pink Fantasy released Shadow Play. Jung Eun-ji released Away. That is a really good song. Go listen to Jung Eun-ji's Away.
Music video is very pretty too.
Yeah, plus she's like one of the best singers in the game. So go check out Jung Eun-ji's Away. 1THE9 released Bad Guy. Alexa released Villain, which is a pre-release. And Dreamcatcher released Rose Blue, which is an OST for a game called Girl Gun Cafe. Can I talk about that one real quick? It's
a good song.
Wait, is that the one game where like in the speed of light, that one?
I don't think that's that one.
Oh, okay, never mind.
There's Warren's referencing this ad I showed him, but so this Dreamcatcher Rose Blue, it's Dreamcatcher-esque, but it's really anime. It's not like their typical sound. The storyline though, I'm gonna spoil it for everyone who hasn't watched it. Essentially, Jiu, who's my favorite member, is the main character of this music video, right? It has like Matrix things going on.
People in a game,
So essentially, the crew's all there, right? It's her and 5 others, so there's 6 people. Because Han-dong's still stuck in China, so there's 6 kids. Jiu realizes they're stuck in some kind of fake world, right? Right, Warren?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh no, I'm just telling you. And she realizes this, and she's able to essentially somehow get a gun.
Right.
That has 5 bullets, right?
Yes.
And through the music video, she goes and she kills all the other members to let them escape from this reality. But she only had 5 bullets. She
can't do it herself.
Exactly. That's the whole theme of this. It's like an anime, literally.
Dude, that is the most anime plot I've heard in a while.
And at the end, everyone else wakes up and they see her stuck in the crystal world or whatever the hell it is.
So season 2 is them going back into the virtual world to get that one girl back.
Maybe Han-dong will show up and save her or something. I hope but no, I watched this and I was like, oh my god, this storyline. I normally don't like storylines or don't think they're necessary, but it really helps this music video.
Well, now I gotta watch this.
So shout out to Dreamcatcher's Rose Blue. We're now at a quick rewind. So back on episode 93, we reviewed Golden Child's One Lucid Dream, Blackpink's How You Like That, AB6's The Answer, Sunmi's Bora Pipam, and Hwasa's Maria. There were a lot of big songs that week.
There was a lot of songs, buddy. Man.
Okay, my opinions. Bora Pipam, I liked it at the time. I still think it's great. Hwasa's Maria. I think the song is better without the music video.
Okay.
Maybe because I've seen Hwasa on I Live Alone, the reality show, a lot, and they play Maria a lot. I like the chorus. I think the chorus is really good. The big one though, How You Like That. As I've been referencing the last couple weeks, I kind of like this song now.
You like it now?
I think it's good. Do I think it's amazing? No, but I think it's catchy as hell, and I listen to it all the time. I don't know. What about you guys?
For me, I think I felt the same. I feel the same about the songs that I liked and the ones that I was not really into, which were How You Like That and Pora Pipam by Sunmi, because those two have been the ones that I've listened to the most. For Blackpink, like I mentioned when we reviewed them, I really like the live performances for this because they go all out with the outfits. I feel like every single performance that I've seen, their hairstyle is different. So props to their coordinators, their outfits, hairstylists, because they look great. And for Sunmi, I really liked the retro sound that she had. And I also really like the styling for the song too. I feel like the color scheme that she had going and transferred onto the live stages really suits it.
Warren?
One song that stuck with me a lot is Pora Pipam by Sunmi.
Yes.
I've been going on walks every night. Every now and then at night.
Mm-hmm.
Not every night. Some nights.
Yes.
I don't know why you need to like specify your amount of walking.
It came out in a weird way. Let's clarify.
Okay.
Some nights I jog. Some nights I walk. This night I decided to walk. The sun was setting.
Ooh.
Purple.
It was like pinkish. It wasn't quite purple, but it was pinkish. I was walking in the park. I don't want to say which park because I don't want to dox myself, but it was very beautiful. The song played. It was a good moment.
Nice.
It was a good moment.
You're like Gongwon Sonyo, but you're a guy in the park. Sorry. let's keep going.
My Jesus Christ.
The K-pop oldie of the week is Rainism from Rain.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Back in 2008. You know, I've been using his catchphrase on that show he's on lately. Yes. For some reason, he says this. No, watch any of those episodes, Warren. He says it constantly.
Okay, no, I know what you mean, but like, I never identified it as a catchphrase. Like,
it's a catchphrase to me.
It
like
kind
my
of
mom,
is, yeah.
It's like my parents are like, "You want to eat dinner?" I'm like, "Yes." Like I've been saying it all the time. It's kind of bad. Rainism though is one of those classic legendary songs. It was a game changer. I think it was like. I feel like it was one of those songs that really popped off the Hallyu wave to get it strong. I think I own the physical copy of that album. I really found. Let me see if I could find it. You guys talk real quick.
Rainism was one of those songs where, like, I remember I was still in elementary school. I think in the later years. I don't remember quite what year. I think it was 5 or 6. I don't remember. But I remember like. We would play the song during like between classes at break, and we'd like huddle in the back of the classroom and like dance. Oh yeah, Rain Chong, man! Like, and then one kid came to school one day with like sunglasses and like he was doing it, and I was like, dude, you killed it, dude! Stop! Why are you doing this? The fad is over.
I found it though. It was one of the first albums I ever bought.
Wow.
From 2008, I got the Rainism album.
Dang.
So that's pretty cool.
Look at the guy. Remember, like,
I know, right?
Remember when vests used to be cool?
Also, remember when packaging was like cool for albums? Like this is a high quality album right here. It feels nice. It looks nice, you know. I mean, inlay the text. They don't print it on. You know what I mean?
Do you want simple jewel cases? Is that what you're asking for? Like plastic?
No. I just feel like more effort was put back in the day into the packaging of albums.
I mean, look, as long as they're not made of plastic, I'm happy.
All right, but we're now at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
All right, so for the show on Tuesday, SF9 Summer Breeze had its first win for promotion, so congrats to them. Then on Wednesday on Show Champion and Thursday on M Countdown, Blackpink's How You Like That had 2 other wins. Then on Friday on Music Bank, Irene and Seulgi's Monster had its first win for promotions.
Wow.
And then for the following 2 days, Saturday, Show Music Core, and Sunday on Inkigayo, Blackpink won again for How You Like That. So they're up to 10 wins. And I believe
Yes.
that's the 6th Triple Crown of 2020.
Wow.
Yep, and that follows the other 5 were Red Velvet Psycho, Zico's Any Song, BTS is On, ITZY's Wannabe, and IU featuring Suga's 8. So those are the 6 Inkigayo
Congrats.
If you think about that, right? I don't know how many weeks we're in. We're in like, so we're halfway through the year, so we're at like 20-something weeks.
Yeah.
Between those 6 songs, right? That's 18 weeks of wins on Inkigayo.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of weeks.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy to think about. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. But we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 96. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight. And if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 96 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break where the audio listeners can listen to our cringy commercial. Bye!